Hi everyone, welcome back to Sports Kathi. I'm Rohit here, and with me is Vaishakh.
Hi everyone.
Hi, so today we are going to talk about Bayern Munich and Champions League. Now, Bayern Munich has been really dominant throughout the season, at least as much as I have seen them play. I really started following Bundesliga, say, only post-COVID, and since then they have been unbeaten. So yes, they have been in some great form, and they also went on to win the treble. So when I say treble, what that means is that they have won the League Cup, the Domestic Cup, and the Continental Cup. The Continental Cup means the Champions League. So again, to just be very clear, treble in this case for Bayern means that they have won the Bundesliga, they have won the DFB Pokal, the Cup of Germany, and the Champions League this season. So yes, that's a very great and rare achievement. And also one more thing is that they have won the Champions League as invincibles, or like a perfect. They have won every match where they play in the Champions League. Now that's a very rare thing to do. Or like, they are the first team to do that. Manchester United in 2007 and 2008, when they won the Champions League, they were invincibles, but they were not perfect. So yes, Bayern Munich have achieved that feat also, and not very surprising, given the form they have been in. Anyways, Vaishakh, I'm not taking off your time too much. I know you are waiting for your chance to talk about this. It has been a really memorable season for you, for sure. I believe, and as a fan, I'm sure you're thrilled about it. So I give you the lead. So take us through how the season was for you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm really excited. I mean, it was fantastic to hear it from you, your experience. So let me just take into context what is this. So including the current treble, there have been only 9 trebles in Europe. So in European first division football, so there's only 7 teams that have achieved it, and Bayern becomes the only club apart from Barcelona to win 2 trebles. So this is a historic achievement. And Bayern started this season under Niko Kovac, and it didn't look much bright at that point of time. So what happened, if I take, after 9 Bundesliga matches, Bayern had 5 wins, 1 loss, and 3 draws. So let me just pull this out. They were second in the table, 1 point behind the then table leaders Borussia Mönchengladbach, and then comes in the 10th match where Boateng was sent off for a last man foul in the 10th minute, and Bayern was reduced to 10 men, and they lost to Eintracht Frankfurt by an embarrassing scoreline, 5-1. So this was the last straw that was needed for the Bayern board, who were already not impressed with Niko Kovac and felt his game was too negative. Niko Kovac was fired the very next day, and Hansi Flick, who was at that time the assistant coach, he was appointed as an interim coach. And one could spot the difference on the Flick right from the first match. The intensity improved. There was a pressing structure. The first Bundesliga match under Flick era was the one against Dortmund. I think many people would have seen that. And the first goal against Dortmund is a classic example of this press. So leading up to that first goal, Bayern had like a 2-minute possession in the final third. And I think that, even maybe Dortmund tried to intercept once, or, they might be even successful in intercepting once, but Bayern, won the ball back every time, and Dortmund even couldn't make one single pass in that 2 minutes, and the ball never left the final third in these 2 minutes. And I think it is this, this relentless combination play between various parts of the Bayern lineup that has made them hard to beat over the season. Especially I have to, stress on the ones like the Bayern wingers. They keep switching. So I have taken an example from the Bundesliga match in Leverkusen. I'll just take the heat map over here. So this is a heat map of Gnabry and the heat map of Coman. So this is a classic example because in this match, actually Gnabry started on the left and Coman on the right. And after 30 minutes, Gnabry started on the right, playing on the right and Coman on the left. So this switch play between the Bayern wingers has proved to be extremely good. And another point is Lewandowski and Müller, they both keep dropping to the midfield and to the wider areas. Their work rate is immense. You go to the defensive midfielders, they keep dropping back to the back line. And, they always try to arrive late and, score that goal. Then there is another combination play between the fullback and the wingers. So they are always looking to combine with each other. If one cuts inside, the other runs the overlap. So these kind of combination play is what made, Bayern really, really unbeatable in the Flick era. I personally do not think Flick has removed most of the defensive weaknesses that were there in the Kovac's era. So, in fact, with Sule's injury, Javi Martinez struggling with fitness and Lucas Hernandez also just recovering and injured most of the times, Flick was actually forced to play with even more exposed defense. So I think Bayern still had those defensive weaknesses under Kovac, but the difference between Kovac and Flick is that due to the heavy counter press, it has become extremely difficult for the teams to exploit Bayern's weaknesses, while Bayern has become extremely explorative and efficient in exposing the opponent's weaknesses. Now, if you look at the first month in charge, Flick did lose a couple of matches against Bayer Leverkusen and Borussia Mönchengladbach. But the Bayern board did not panic. They knew that this is a step in the right direction, and they provided Flick with all the support. It did work. In the last 20 league matches, Bayern collected 58 points and winning every match except a draw against Leipzig. So, despite being placed fourth, 7 points behind the first place, the Gladbach after 14 matches, Bayern won the league with 13 points in lead, more than Dortmund at second. When the league finished. Now, forget the league. Since that loss against Gladbach on December 7th, in the next 31 competitive matches, Bayern have won 30 and drawn only once. It's already mentioned against Leipzig. They are also on a 21 consecutive wins in all competition and bettered only by Real Madrid in 2014-15 season or, Ajax. They made it 26, matches in 71-72 season. So still another 4 or 5 matches, Bayern can break that record as well. Now, Bayern has become the second club, the second highest in the number of goals scored in a single Champions League season. So they are only surpassed by Barcelona in 99-2000 with 45 goals. But remember, Barcelona played 16 matches in that season. Well, Bayern in this season has played only 11. So that has to be taken into consideration. I think I'll stop here. I've gone through most of what the Bayern as the team and everything. And I think it is more of, the personal achievements. I think I don't have, I will keep it for a next time.
Yes, I know you can go on about Bayern forever. Anyways, let's move on to Champions League. So we witnessed I would say, a very good Champions League tournament this time. There were a few surprises as well. That's the whole idea of having such an event. All in all, the matches were entertaining and also of high quality, especially the final. We rarely see the best two teams meet in the final, but this time, if you take the simple stats, the goals scored, Bayern obviously scored the maximum goals with 43 goals, and PSG scored the second most with 25. So we can say that at least on the attacking point, the best two teams did play the Champions League final, or the best two teams did play the Champions League final. Anyways, I felt overall this tournament was, I did have its upsets, but overall the tournament did keep it entertaining and was good. Anyways, what was your take on the tournament as a whole?
I mean, that's right. You said about the goals scored. So I have looked at, the goals conceded as well. So if you look at, PSG, PSG along with Juventus, have conceded the least number of goals among the teams that have qualified for the knockout stage. So, Ajax is at the top with 5 goals conceded, but they did not qualify from the group stage. Now, I also have to add that Juventus played 3 matches less than PSG. Now, Bayern, who are next in that list, they are conceded only 8 goals. So if you check goals per match, Bayern conceded less than Juventus as well. So in short, this UCL finals was not only between the two teams, 2 best teams in attack, as well as the 2 best teams in defense. I did not have the time to sit, and count every season, but as much as I have followed or remember, I don't remember any UCL final where the 2 best attacking or the 2 best defending teams have met. And this time, if you look at the Champions League statistics, they are the best at both. So I think this is the best in terms of footballing quality, and the most deserving teams have reached the final. To say a few words about Paris Saint-Germain, the constant criticism that they face is that they don't play as a team. It is just a group of individuals. I won't say that about this team. They did look like a proper team. I have to give a huge credit to Thomas Tuchel for that. He has grilled them very well. He has also improved the PSG midfield, and it could be seen from the way PSG equaled the Bayern midfield for a long duration of that final. And Tuchel deserves a huge credit for that. For a PSG midfield without Verratti to do that, it is far inferior on paper to Bayern Munich. I think even with Verratti, it is inferior. And without Verratti, Marquinhos, Paredes, and Herrera, and you compare that to Thiago, Goretzka, and Müller, that's a huge difference. And credit to Tuchel for that. Keeping a tight defense, that is another thing Tuchel has struggled in Dortmund, but this time he has done that immensely. Has to give immense credit for Tuchel for that. The way he has improved the PSG defense. So I feel like the match would have been a bit more closer if we had a very fit Verratti and a slightly more fitter Mbappe. I think it was lacking a fitness in the later stages of the match. So this is a successful season for PSG, and I think they are going pretty much in the right direction under Thomas Tuchel. I would also like to mention, the other two semi-finalists over here. Lyon, they started this season very bad, but they got their identity back under Rudi Garcia. To lose two big players like Nabil Fekir and Ndombele, and then come up with a performance that takes them to the semi-finals of the Champions League. It clearly shows that, the Lyon conveyor belt, it keeps producing talent. And I think you might have noticed Aouar in the Lyon midfield. I think he's the next best talent. So really huge credit to Lyon, for coming back with a very strong performance after that disappointing first half. The story of Leipzig, I think, is slightly different. They started this season well. I think they were the winners. They finished first in the Bundesliga table at the end of the first half of the season. But they have been slightly disappointing the post-COVID break. And to add to that, they also lost the key goal scorer in Timo Werner. And they had to play the quarterfinals against a resilient Atletico Madrid team without their main goal scorer. So that's a huge setback. But Leipzig did something I have not seen any big team do with an authority. Go play attacking football against Atletico team and beat them. I think it also showed that they did not have a key goal scorer. I think if they had someone clinical, Atletico would have been beaten comprehensively. So Julian Nagelsmann, all credit for that. Now, for the records, Julian Nagelsmann has become the youngest coach to reach the knockout stages of the Champions League. So I don't have to repeat every stage after that. He has reached the semi-finals in his first attempt. Now, said all that, the semi-final performance of Leipzig, it was slightly disappointing. They made a few mistakes and got punished. But, come on. I think we have to appreciate them for reaching the semi-finals. It is a hard stretch for them, to expect them to beat Bayern or PSG.
Yeah, I agree to that. They did perform well, both the teams, Lyon and Leipzig. Anyways, I do not think we have a lot of time to discuss a lot more in this, but I feel we have to mention about the match between Barcelona and Bayern Munich. That was an epic match. As a neutral, that is super entertaining. And that was a huge statement from Bayern Munich. And another part of which I know you didn't discuss is that Lewandowski, had scored in every match he played in this UCL this season, and I was expecting him to score even the final to keep the record going, but it did not happen. It was a tight match, it was a cagey affair, and it did not happen. And by again talking about Lewandowski in Champions League, his number of goals scored, 15, is actually third highest in Champions League, tied with Ronaldo. Ronaldo already has 16 and 17, which is the first and second spot. So yes, and Lewandowski could have at least maybe become first or at least even second in that list. Anyways, it did not happen, and I did not hear you mention it. Like, is it because he did not break the record, or why not?
I mean, that's right. I think we will need a whole episode to talk about the Lewandowski season. So I just refrain from talking about that. Or I think I can add another one for Thomas Müller, Alphonso Davies, or Joshua Kimmich. There are so many names I have to talk about. So I just refrain from talking about individual performances.
Oh yeah, that's right. That's true. There's so much to talk about their game this season. Now, as I told you, I watched only few matches of Bayern, like especially only after post-COVID, I started watching them. And even in the match against Barcelona, the assist from Davis or Kimmich's assist in the final, these were just gems. And there was I think we talked about Kimmich's assist in the Bundesliga post-COVID. It was a brilliant assist. I think it was against Dortmund, I believe, or a goal against Dortmund. Chip goal against Dortmund. So there was some genius stuff. And Bayern team is not just an individual talent, but a full group of talented players. And I completely agree. Anyways, now we're talking Bayern. I think we should touch about some rumors, because there are some ins and outs going with the Bayern team. And I know you will be excited to talk about the new signing Leroy Sané from Premier League. He's really a gem. So I leave to you to explain what is Bayern's moving forward, what their ins and outs are.
So let me start with the exit. So the main exit rumors have been from Thiago and Alaba, as they have refused to extend their contract and they're reaching the last year of their contract. So, but right now it looks like Alaba will extend, but he will get he had a huge wage demand and he will get it. Bayern board is very keen to, tie that knot with Alaba. But Thiago, he wants to leave, despite being happy with the club and, Bayern meeting all the demands that he said. So he said he wanted a 4 years contract extension, and Bayern first gave a 3 year. And he finally, even when the 4 year contract was on the table, he said he's not, he wants to leave. He wants to, do something abroad or do something new. And I'm not happy that he's leaving, because for me, apart from Kevin De Bruyne, Thiago Alcantara is the best midfielder in the world. So I have, I'm talking about the current. So you can't talk about someone from their past performance. I'm talking about the current performance. Thiago is the second best midfielder in the world. So I'm not very happy that he's leaving. I have also slightly mixed feelings as well, because I have seen problems when, the injury-prone players, they are part of the club for long. It becomes trouble as well. So in a way, I remember having similar feelings when Schweinsteiger left. So I don't think Schweinsteiger or Thiago is a similar kind of a player, but I'm just saying the emotion that I feel when Schweinsteiger left is similar to what now when Thiago is leaving. But with the kind of fitness that Thiago has shown in this season, I don't think Thiago's future is like the Schweinsteiger's future. He just clearly has a better future. So he can have it. And he's a different kind of a player. Schweinsteiger is that gritty player. Thiago is the guy who passes the ball. Right now, we have the gritty presence in Goretzka, but we don't have that calm presence who passes the ball around Thiago. So it's more about the quality of Thiago that we will be missing. The other departure are the loanees. Coutinho will be returned to Barcelona, and Odriozola, who is the backup right back, he will go back to Real Madrid. Now, Perisic, who was on loan from Inter, Flick actually would like to keep him. Flick has said he wants 4 wingers. So even if Sané is there, Gnabry, Coman, he wants a 4th winger. But Inter is demanding 20 million. And I think the Bayern board is, still negotiating. They are not ready to play 20 million. And there are also reports that, they might be ready to play Oliver Batista Meyer, who's an academy graduate. He has played some matches last time, got some playing time. He might be used as the 4th winger. And I'm excited if that happens as well, to see one of the academy graduates make it big. There might be other few shipments as well, like, Javi Martinez. Jerome Boateng was talked about. Maybe he might stay now because he's injured. Also, Bayern's backup keeper, Sven Ulreich, he might be put to market. He would like to play some first team football. So he would like to get some playing time and he would like to leave. Now, coming to the new signings, Bayern got, why Ulreich is leaving is because Bayern got the new goalkeeper, Alexander Nubel from Schalke. They have got a 17-year-old centre back who can also play as a central defensive midfielder, Tanguy Kouassi from PSG. And the big one, of course, we mentioned Leroy Sané from Manchester City. No, as just I said, Tanguy Kwasi, I also had to remember, he came on free from Paris Saint-Germain. Let me also mention the person who scored the winning goal in the final, Kingsley Coman. He also left Paris Saint-Germain for free to Juventus. So that is when I remembered, I have to tell one thing. I have to just, I just want to touch up about PSG before I proceed. Since we talked about them this whole episode, PSG have been losing too many of their academy talents over the years. Despite, they have produced some fine ones and they lose them for free or for very low price. For example, all the semi-finalists in this year's Champions League had a PSG academy graduate. So that's incredible. And Tuchel, really sounded very sad. After the press conference right after the final, he actually mentioned Tanguy Kwasi, that he's very sad that guy has left in the same summer that he's also losing Thiago Silva. And one thing that I think Tuchel needs to change if he wants to, progress the PSG project forward is to get his academy players, into the team as quickly as possible. I don't think PSG, they can afford to buy an elite talent at every position. They need to start complementing their, their elite purchases, with their academy talents. They have such good academy talents as well. If they have any dream of dominating Europe, they would need to do it. Now, coming back to Bayern, the wing position, as I said, there are 4. And I think, all the 12 permutations are possible, because Bayern wingers keep switching. So all the combinations are possible in the Bayern lineup. If Bayern lose Thiago, Bayern might be in the market for a midfielder. So, I mean, the problem over here is Bayern have a lot of midfielders in quantity. Like, there is Adrian Fein, who is coming back from loan. Then there is Michael Cousins and there is Corentin Tolisso. So there are a lot of midfielders. But, Flick might demand, he wants someone with Thiago's qualities, which is quite special. And if I think about in the current market, people who have that, that Thiago kind of qualities, I think I obviously would like to mention Sergio Busquets from Barcelona, or Fabian Ruiz from Napoli. That could be a similar kind of a player. Obviously not in terms of quality, but I am thinking in terms of the style of play. They are somewhat similar. And another midfielder who's very well talked about is Aouar from Lyon, which we also talked about. Slightly different in terms of his style of play, but seriously, a top-class central midfielder. But for me, I think they all will be very expensive, and I don't think Bayern will be buying, any midfielder just for the sake of buying, just for to add a number. I don't think Bayern will be in the market. They will have some special demands. If they get someone tailor-suited, only then would they be ready to buy. Now, one thing that Bayern board will be buying this time, I think, is a backup right back. If they don't buy, then I think this window have to be considered not so much of a success. So they might be looking for some cheap option as a backup right back to Pavard, something of the range of 20 million. I think that's it.
Okay, that is a good, I would say, comprehensive report on Bayern Munich. So we finally had an episode on Bayern, and I know I have clocked the time. I think a similar one will be coming for United soon. But sadly, I don't have much to talk about United, at least on the positive side. So I am hoping for some good news coming up in the United side in the coming weeks. Let's see. Fingers crossed. Anyways, let's conclude here. So to our viewers, please comment about your experience of watching Champions League, or Bayern Munich or PSG, or even about the historic 8-2 win that or 8-2 thrashing that Bayern had at Barca. And as always, do like the video if you like our content, and please do share with your friends, especially this episode of the Bayern fans or the PSG fans or Neymar fans. Anyway, subscribe to our channel for receiving similar content. Until next time, stay safe.